Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Yachna Marwa. I'm a pattern designer and today we are going to learn how to create a scarf print on Procreate. So in this video we are going to learn step-by-step process of creating ornamented scarf pattern. So first we are going to develop the borders, the inner part, and then we are going to develop a print around it. So without further ado, let's get this started. Hello and welcome to the new episode of pattern making, and today we are going to create a scarf. Here you can see this is the good size, so we're going to create something like this, and it's a bit more ornamental and very detailed, so we're going to create something like this. So let's get this started. So first thing first, we are going to create a canvas size. So I am going to the plus icon over here and another plus icon over here, and then I'm gonna pick in pixels 3000 by 3000 pixels, which is I think a good size in order to make like a nice scarf pattern. And if you further want to exceed until like half a meter or something, then you can take up around 4500 as well, 4500 by 4500. Since we are creating a square size format, I'm gonna pick up those 3000 by 3000 pixels and putting the 300 as the DPI. Going to the color profile, pick up under RGB the first options you get, and then create. So once we get this square size canvas, I am going to the action here right next under the toolbox, going to the canvas, going to the drawing guide, and then going to the edit drawing guide. Pick up the symmetry option and pick up the vertical symmetry. So under options you will get the vertical symmetry here, so you can pick up that. After that I'm gonna press done. I'll get a line like this. Further, I'll take up my brush. So under calligraphy, I'm gonna take up the last brush, which is script, and I'm going to start creating. And for creating it, I think I'm gonna take the first color from the palette, and then I'll start creating the outline first. So when I'm creating the outline, I will make sure that it is reflecting on the other side as well. So let's start creating this. So I'll start from here, and my brush size here is around 9%, and I'm going to start. So I'm creating a round shape like this, not exactly round but a curve like this, followed by I'm just gonna make this part a little bit longer, the inner part, like basically how we make a comma, sort of that, and then creating a parallel line like this. Further, I'll expand one of the lines here, so I'll just try to do that. So for example, I'm just gonna do it like this, and followed by I'll just make it a little bit longer. Don't worry if it doesn't come out in one go. And then I'm going to create a curve. So basically I'm going to create an S shape horizontally, so something like this. Once I get this here, I will try to create a parallel line of this. So I am going to create a parallel line like this. Make sure it's not too wide, the line, so it should be a little bit like this. I'm giving a little bit of break in between because to draw it in one go, sometimes it becomes a little difficult. So I'm just gonna do that, and followed by I am going to create a line like this. So you can see that it comes like this. This is very important whenever we are doing an ornamental pattern also. So this is like a basic line. So what I'll try to do now is I will try to add little bit of leaves and all of that here. So maybe I'll just erase it from few areas, maybe inner or outer, doesn't matter. So I'm just erasing a little bit, and also from here. And now I will go to the script here, and I'll try to create some additional strokes. So sometimes you can create like this, sometimes you can create round, sometimes you can just create one line and this, so something like this. So followed by I'm gonna create this, leaving a gap, and maybe creating like this, and sometimes I think like this. Once you're done with this, maybe you can now further illustrate a little bit more, and maybe you can just simply erase from one of the areas again, and maybe create a nice leaf sort of a thing, and create sort of a leaf like this. So I think we are done with the illustration. If you further want to illustrate a little bit more, you can go a little bit deeper or maybe create few more leaves around it, and that's it. So now once I have something like this, now I will start to add more leaves. So maybe I'll just erase this here a little bit, and I will add a bit of more depth. So how do I do that? Again, by adding the curves, but let's make some leaves also along with that. So maybe I'll just create 2 strokes and followed by these leaves here. Similarly, I will also create, I'll use the eraser here, and I will also do it on this end as well, otherwise it will look a little empty. So I'll create 2 strokes and a leaf here so that it looks way more detailed. And once I have something like this, I will now add a reference to it. So basically creating, because I want that outline should be on a different layer, what I'll do is I'll put this layer, tap onto this layer, put the reference on it. That means now when I try to add a new layer, so let's say I added a new layer, put this beneath, and I'll take a different yellow color, a little bit more bright color. So once I drag and drop here, it's going to come only on this, and the outline is separate on a separate layer. But if I try to put everything on the same layer, let's say I'll just put everything on layer 1, right? What happens here is now if I wish to change the outline color, it will be very difficult for me. I cannot keep them dark and light. So I'll just add a new layer, put this beneath, and I will drag and drop here. Similarly, I'll also drag and drop. So once I'm done with this part, now I will start to, so basically outline is on different layer and fill part is on different layer. Now what I'll try to do is I'll go to the layer 1, I will go to the adjustment, this is the second part, and go to the hue and saturation. I'll go to the brightness, I'll make it a little bit bright. So I have the access here to change and alter it. So if I want it a little bit more saturated, I can simply do it like this. Very simple. Now I'll come to the layer 2, which is the fill layer, and it looks completely flat. So let's just add a little bit of shading to it. So let me just add a new layer above it, and I'm gonna go to the clipping mask here. So I've added a clipping mask with reference to layer 2 here, and I'm just gonna take a darker color, and I'm going to the airbrush, and I'll take soft brush here. Also, because I want that everything is symmetrical, it's reflecting on the other side, so let me just put the drawing assist also here, and let me just start adding depth. So I'll start to put the depth on the ends, especially here somewhere. Wherever I made the strokes, I'll make the brush, my brush size is 2%, and I'll try to add a little bit of more depth wherever I have. And then maybe I will take like a brightest yellow here, maybe I'll just add that also, and with reference to that I will just add a little bit of yellow on the center, on the main layer, like on the same layer. I will even add it on a bit on the leaf. Now after doing the gold effect, I will also try doing a little bit of white, taking a little bit of white and add in between a little white hue so that it just highlights everything, and I think it's gonna look very, very nice like this. So this is how we can create a sort of a border. Also, I think we can add a little bit of more details by just going to the layer 1. So I'm going to the layer 1 and I'll pick up the same color from the base. So hold it on using your pencil or your finger. You can just simply hold it on and I think it's gonna be there. It is selected. Now I'll go to the inking and I'll choose the Jisinki ink brush, and my brush size here is 5% and my opacity is 80%, and I'll start to give few strokes here on the leaf, on each stroke, and also in between. So I can just simply add 2 strokes parallel, very small ones, and you can simply start creating like this. Once this is settled, we are done with this part.
and you are also sure of the colors, you can now merge all the 3 layers you have it here. And now I will start to arrange this. So basically we have to arrange this in a square format, so I'll try to put this here with a little bit of gap, something like this. And now I will, once I have something like this, I will duplicate and try to put this here, because the other one is cut, so I'll make sure that I'll erase this, because I just want that it should be like only the 4 parts will come. So based upon whatever size you have created, it's gonna come. Now I'll also put this on the other side, and I will just simply flip this. So this is how it's gonna look like. We have created this. Now once I have this here, I will now merge everything and I will duplicate and put it on the other side. So go to arrow and move it to the other side and flip it again. So we're basically putting it like this. So we have come. The guides will guide you that it's coming in a straight line and everything. Now once I have something like this, I can now merge it again, all the layers. Again, swipe, duplicate, go to arrow, and this time I'm just going to rotate 45, 45 like this, and this is how it's gonna come. Even if it overlaps, it's not a problem at all, because we are creating a border sort of a thing. I think it's gonna be okay even if it intersects like this. But I can see that there are few more gaps which are there. So what I'll try to do is, for now I will, and you can now merge the layers if you want to, or even if you keep it like this, that's not going to be a problem. So let me just merge everything. Now what I'll try to do is, I will, with a darker color, I'll put this layer on assisted, and I will use the quadrant symmetry for that. And I'll just use the script brush again, and I will try to merge these 2 layers. Again, merge these 2, because I want that this should be different. Similarly, I will also merge these 2 here, and I'll make sure that there is no gap in between. So wherever you find gap, just try to add bit of stroke. No, there shouldn't be any gap in between. So let me just try to rectify and just see that if there is any gap in between. And maybe you can simply duplicate everything and just merge it, just to be sure. Once you're done with this, now you can pick it up a nice pink shade of color, which I am gonna use it here. So second row, and also you will choose like an orange color. So I'm just picking up those nice colors which I can use it. Moving on, what I'll try to do now is, I will put this layer on reference again, because I would like to color this on a separate layer. So I'll add a new layer, put this beneath. First I will take this color, magenta color, and I'll try to drop it. This is how it's gonna look like. Now I will add a new layer, and I'll take the orange color and I'll drop it. So this is how it's gonna look like. And now if you wish to color these also, you can even color these. It's gonna be easier. Yeah, or maybe with a different tone of color. So maybe you want to take like a pink, a lighter pink tone. Maybe you can take like a lighter pink, and maybe you can simply drag and drop. So here we are done with this part. And now what I'll try to do is, I will use the same border for everything else, like extreme borders as well, and then we will create something for the center as well. So let me just duplicate this. So once I do that, now I will try to put this on the edge, and I will make this a very big size like this, something like this, and I'll try to put it on the end. So basically now I'm gonna put the same motif on the edge, but little bit bigger. Similarly, I will duplicate this and put it on the other side, and I will flip it here. Now I will duplicate, go to arrow, and you can just rotate, and maybe you can just put it here and flip it. Now when I see if it is overlapping, you can simply erase that overlap, or maybe just go to the background and just erase whatever is overlapping. I don't need that. Here we go. and I will also erase it from the other side. So this looks more detailed now. Similarly, I'll put this layer, duplicate, and go to arrow and move it on the other side. Flip vertical and put it like this, and yeah. And now again, I will go back to the other layers. And so we are done with the scarf border. I think it looks very interesting. So now I feel that the orange part looks a little bit very subtle. So what I'll try to do is I will go to this layer 2 where we created the original design. I'll duplicate this and I will now rotate this maybe a little smaller and try to put it here, somewhere here. And you can also put this right above the orange layer and put it on clip mask so that it only comes here. So this is how it goes. So basically we have tried to put everything, whatever we have it, using the same sort of a border everywhere around it. I think it looks very nice. Now what I'll try to do is, let's just make it a little bit more detailed using the same motifs. And so I'm just gonna go to the layer 2 again, duplicate the layer 2, and I'm making it until the edge. So I'm just increasing the size of it by going to the arrow. See, you can also keep it like this. This also looks very much detailed. And you can also, what you can try doing is just take this layer right above the maroon color, and you can even apply any of the blend mode. So here you can see on this part where it's N written, so you can also apply any of the blend mode like luminosity or something. Similarly, you can again duplicate this and make it very small and try to put it above the orange layer and make it, because we have changed the blend mode of it, this is how it's gonna look. You can even change it now. So maybe you want to keep it a little bit more different. So maybe I'll just like this. So this is how it's gonna look like. So before I do the center part, because it's gonna be a lot more, so you can apply any of the blend mode. Before I apply the center part, I will just go to the new layer and I will just go to the selection tool, go to the rectangle. I will choose an orange color and I'll create the rectangles on the sides. So maybe I'll just try to put it here on the side. I will swipe duplicate, put it on the other side and merge these, and duplicate again, go to arrow, rotate so that it comes on the whole edge, and you can merge these two. So I'm just creating a border like this, and then maybe I'll change the color. I can go to the hue and saturation and change the color of this, a little mango tone. So here we go. So our whole border is ready for the scarf, and now I'll just do the center part and be done with that. So I think it was super fun. And so once you have this ready, like you can get it printed, right? So it's so much fun. And we have just created one motif. Imagine we have just created the whole border using one motif, and it did not take more than 10 minutes for us to do this. So let me just do the center part and we are done with the whole motif.
So now I'll start with the center element. So firstly I will add a new layer here, and I will take like maybe like a brown color from here. So hold it for 2 seconds, and once it gets selected, you can go to the layer and turn it on the drawing assist. So if the drawing assist is not on, you can go to the canvas and edit drawing guide and go to select quadrant symmetry. And now I'll come back here and then I'll start drawing. So firstly, if the reference is on, for me I think it was on layer 2, so I'll turn that off so that reference can be applied on layer, for me it's layer 11. And let me just start drawing. So I'm picking up the monoline brush from here, and then I'm just gonna start like this, creating in a circle or a round. Don't make it a perfect one, it's completely fine. And after that I'm just gonna create a petal. So I'm not gonna create a white petal. So after I've done something like this, first I'll change this to radial symmetry, because I think it's gonna be so much easier if I put the radial symmetry on after drawing the circle. And now I'm going to draw a petal which is not completely like this. So I will create some detailing like this. So how did I do that? I'll first create this shape and create a backward curve, and then this shape, then backwards, and then followed by, I'm just gonna put this here, something like this. And then after I'm done something like this, I will create a round shape like this, and then moving on, I'm gonna create like this. So I've tried to draw something like this. This is a completely different shape what we have drawn here. But now I will have to make sure that it kind of resonate or resembles the main thing also, so that it is not completely off. So I'm going to draw these curves which I've drawn it here. I'm gonna create a curve like this. So how did I do this? I'll just go on one side and just try to intersect and try to draw a circle like this. Since I have created this across, I will make sure that I'll try to create a double layer of that. So we have got something like this. If you want to further extend this, you can actually create these rounds or curves again like this. I'll try to redraw the curves like this so that it looks a little bit more elaborated. You can even try extending it from here, like creating this kind of a shape. And once you've done something like this, if you want to further elaborate this motif, you can create some petals or something, a flower at the center. And once you're done with this part, you can now take up the deeper or a bright yellow orange color. First of all, put this layer on the reference, put the one layer below it, and then start dropping the color. And you can even put this layer on the drawing assist so that it comes on all the sides properly. And I'll quickly fill this color except the last part, because I think that's little gross, so it's gonna look a little weird. So I'll color all the elements except this part. So I will first go to the eraser and go to the layer number 11 for me, which is the main drawing where we drew everything, and I'm gonna go to the eraser monoline and I'll just quickly erase this part so that it doesn't intersect, because it's gonna look really weird like this. And then further I will come back to the layer number 12 and just color it. Once I'm done with this part, because the center, you can put this everything on this part also at the center, that might look good, but I feel that the center should be a little bit more elaborated, so I feel that we can just do something like this. Now we are going to do the same process again. We are going to add a new layer, apply the clipping mask, take a darker color and go to the airbrush, and I'm also going to put the drawing assist, and then I'm going to start applying the color on the top part, and maybe you can just reduce the size of it and just put on the sides a little bit more. If you feel that it's a little bit dark, you can always go to hue and saturation and make it a little brighter so that it's not dark. Now I'll further take the white color and with the help of same airbrush, I'll try to add some lines to it, and wherever there is only one smaller gap, you can just add one stroke of white. I'm doing everything on the same layer, like the shading layer could be one, and I'm also going to put this on circle. So everywhere we have to put the stroke, but make sure it's not too much. And after that you can go to the blend tool and go to the airbrush and start merging a little bit so that it's blended well with the base. Once you're done with this, now you can go to the Jisinki ink and take up the brown color and maybe add some strokes to just add a little bit of depth. So I'm adding the strokes on the main petal inwards like this, and wherever there is only a line, you can simply create some strokes. So you can keep creating the strokes or the lines around it so that it starts to look more interesting. So this is how it's gonna look like. You can still add brightness to it, so maybe you can just add the hue and saturation part how we did it earlier. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick up the main outline here. For me it's layer number 2. I will swipe, duplicate the layer 2 where I have this inner border. I'll go to the arrow, I will rotate it 45 degrees, and now I'll make it smaller like this. and I will make sure that I'll try to put magnetic and snapping on so that I can put this exactly at the center here. And then what I'll do is, because it's looking, all of the colors are similar looking, so I'll go to the hue and saturation, make it a little brighter like this, maybe more bright like this, so that it's little bit different from what we have done earlier. So this is how it is done. And I also feel that maybe we can just increase the center part, because I think it's too small for me. So I'll just merge all the 3 layers which I have it for the center, go to the arrow and make it bigger like this, and put it exactly at the center again, so like this. And then maybe add some luminance to it. So how do I do that? Basically what you need to do is just go to the, you need to have the luminance effect here. So you go to the bloom here under adjustment, swipe your pencil, and you can see the transition size and burn over here. And when you try to swipe your pencil, it might glow a little bit. So just make sure it's around 20 to 25%, not more than that, otherwise it's gonna be too much. And post that, you can just simply see that okay, it's looking really nice. Now the last part, which I feel that if you want to add a little bit more colors to it, maybe you can just add bit of colors over here. So let's just add a little bit of colors and then we are done with that. So right now it's going in pink and orange, so let's just add a little bit of more color to it so that it looks a little bit more interesting. So I'm just adding a little shade of blue. So I've added a new layer beneath this motif and add a new layer and put this on drawing assist, and I'm just coloring it manually because I think even if I try to put it on references, won't be possible. So I'm taking under calligraphy script brush and I quickly put the outline here on the sides, make sure it's all connected, and even this part, so that I'm able to fill in my colors properly. So maybe I'll just put it like this. So this is how it's gonna look like. I'll change the color a little bit, the hue of it, and maybe yeah. And now the design looks complete, and if you want to further add a little bit of more depth to it, you can even duplicate the layer 12 and just put it on this part, the turquoise part, put it on clipping mask, and maybe just add any blend mode to it. So maybe I'll just add a little bit of blend mode like soft light to it, and duplicate and put it on the other sides as well, so that it looks more detailed and more complex. And so we are done. This is going to be the last step, and further you can also do it on the left and right as well. So I think it's gonna look really nice. And so we are done with the last part, and this is how the scarf pattern is going to look like. And make sure you try out with different combinations, and please do share how the final work looks like. And in case of any doubt, you can just DM me on Lakire Designs. And thank you so much for watching it till the end. I hope you enjoyed the process as much as I did, and I hope you're able to create a scarf print on your own. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can also send me your artwork on Lakire Design on my Instagram, and I will be coming up with more tutorials I have planned already. So stay tuned for more videos. And also there are so many courses available on my website. If you wish to learn something specific on different themes like botanical, tropical, Mughal, and the whole surface pattern design or Procreate course, so all of these courses are available on my website learn.lakire. The link is in the bio. I'll see you around. Thank you so much. Bye bye.